Hello everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to another edition of Flick News, the show here on FlickDirect, where I give you guys the latest that happened in entertainment news throughout the week, and then I give you all my personal take on the matter at hand. I'm your host, Austin Putnam, and by the way, before I continue, I just wanted to say happy holidays to everybody out there, whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate. I just want to say happy holidays to everyone out there. And I really just hope you all got to have a great and a safe day. But anyways, guys, not only did we get a director exiting a film that has turned into, unfortunately, a nightmare due to all the things that have been surrounding it, the second movie of the franchise is apparently be shooting very, very soon, and apparently a director coming out to say that, oh, this version of this movie is different than the other one. I mean, completely different. It's time to get into the first news story this week, and that has to do with Scream VII. If you remember correctly, a couple weeks ago it was reported that not only Melissa Barrera had been let go from Scream VII, but also Jenna Ortega also left the production, and it was apparently going to be done that script rewrites were going to be just essentially going to be writing from scratch. Not only have the two main stars of the latest Scream films have left the picture, but also director Christopher Landon has left the gig as well. And this is a darn shame because I think that Christopher Landon is a very talented filmmaker. Christopher Landon had described landing Scream VII as a dream job, and I can only imagine how excited he was. I mean, I can only imagine, seriously guys, if you have seen Happy Death Day or even Freaky, the blueprint for Scream is in those movies, absolutely. Like, there is no doubt that Christopher Landon took a lot of inspiration from Scream for Freaky and Happy Death Day. So knowing how excited he was to take on a Scream movie, I can only imagine. And apparently due to all that happened, Christopher Landon left Scream VII actually apparently weeks ago because, according to him, a dream job turned into an absolute nightmare. I'm a massive fan of the Scream franchise, minus the third one, which I don't really like at all, but still. I was curious to see a new director tackling on and giving his take on the Scream franchise, but unfortunately, Scream VII just seems to be dead in the water at this point. I hope not, but it's looking like it could be dead in the water. I hope something gets solved soon because this would really suck if Scream 6, not to say that, by the way, that Scream 6 is a bad movie because I thoroughly enjoy Scream 6, but I definitely think that there should be at least one more Scream film that just ends it all on a high note. And knowing that Christopher Landon and the two main stars have left the film, this absolutely sucks, and I hope something gets solved soon. I don't know if you saw the 5 Minutes of Phrase movie. I was a big fan of the movie. Our review of it is up here on the FlickDirect YouTube channel. Please go check it out if you want to know my full thoughts, but I will say that I really wasn't the biggest fan of that movie. Final Fantasy Phrase not only made so much money that it got a greenlit sequel, but also get this, there is a report that the sequel, Final Fantasy Phrase 2, will shoot and release in 7 months. I'm gonna repeat that. Final Fantasy Phrase 2 will not only shoot, but it'll also be released in under 7 months. I don't know if that's really a great idea. Now, sure, I will say this much. Are there some productions that have shot their films within a month? Absolutely, yes. And have there been productions that have had to rush the release schedule because of, time? Absolutely, yes. But shooting and releasing a film, especially when you have ran the script in just a short amount of time, I do not think it's a good idea. Knowing that they intend to shoot and release the next movie in under 7 months. Now, granted, I don't know if they're meaning shooting 7 months, like starting from today, going into next year. I am hoping that is not the case. Knowing that the intent is that they want to shoot and release this movie in under 7 months, that just screams red flags, but I'm hoping this movie is good. I am praying this movie is good. Wait till you hear about our last story this week, because when I saw this, I just thought, you have got to be kidding me once again. I don't know if you guys have seen Zack's Triple Moon Part 1 yet, but it is a movie that, unfortunately, I wasn't a big fan of either. That film was my most anticipated film for the rest of the year. I was so excited for this film, but I was unfortunately very let down by a film that was basically a bunch of flashbacks with bare minimum substance. If you are not aware already, the version that's on Netflix right now is a PG-13 cut that's almost 2.5 hours long. Now get this, guys. Rebel Moon Part 1 of Child of Fire will have a director's cut that will release early next year. And apparently, get this, guys, this is apparently, according to Zack Snyder, a different movie in total. Now, my question is, why in the heck did Zack Snyder why didn't he just wait until this version was the real version he wanted to release, not just the PG-13 cut? Apparently, from what I've heard, Netflix wanted him to release the PG-13 cut first, and then they said go nuts with the R-rated cut. This is just rumor mill. I might be making this stuff up, but I was hearing that essentially that Netflix was trying to do their own version of a Snyder cut. This really makes no sense as to why they didn't just let Zack Snyder do his director's cut, which is supposedly a totally different film, rather than releasing a PG-13 movie, which in my eyes wasn't a very good film. I'm hoping the director's cut is good. I'm hoping that part 2 is good. I'm really hoping it is. But this absolutely sucks knowing that what we got, at least in my opinion, was a great film. But hey, I'm hoping the director's cut because, hey, you know what? It's been proven in the past that Zack Snyder's director's cuts are terrific. So, hey, you know what? Maybe the director's cut of this movie will be even better. I'm hoping it is. And that is going to wrap things up for this week's show. Please comment about starting off. How do you all feel about Christopher Landon leaving production of Scream VII? Do you think that Scream VII will get made, or do you think it will be canceled? When it comes down to the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel being shot and released in under 7 months, do you think this is a good strategy, or do you think that they need to wait a lot longer, really, or just longer in general for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 to be released? And finally, how do y'all feel about a director's cut for Rebel Moon coming out? Are you excited for the director's cut, or do you just wish that they would release the director's cut in the first place? Or do you want to see the director's cut? Let us know below. I hope you enjoyed this week's news. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget the subscribe button and the notification bell for the latest new show goes live. If you guys want to see our previous new shows, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until next week's new show, we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful week and happy holidays, everybody. Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.